with the momentum, as Gerard said, after that excellent win last week against Hawthorn.
Deep in the Crows' forward pocket. Micken gets the tap. He hits it towards the centre. Gleeson now gets the handball out to the running Aythorn. Aythorn goes long down the corridor. Big punch from behind by Hart. Darryl Hart that time gets the handball. Comes to the tall young ruckman in Wren. And a kick from McDermott finds Micken. And Micken's starting to cause a few problems for Carlton. A little bit too tall and mobile at the moment. He finds Jarman. Although Jarman has dropped that one. A poor attempt. Comes to Swert. It is actually Swert with the job on Bradley, so he's doing well. He finds Jarman now. Star last week. And well, he's hit the woodwork. A solitary point for the first score this afternoon.
That one would have been valuable. Adelaide starting very well. Jarman should have taken possibly that first mark, but well, nearly made amends, but he just missed that one, hitting the post.
Dean Aythorn into Ulio, couldn't take it. Ratton's left foot. Maynard and Sporting, all well played. Maynard, handball to Bickley, who runs and kicks it to Brown, who's got Hart running if he sees him. Goes inside, just as effective. Not a bad kick. Ingerson used his body illegally apparently against Dean, and a free kick to the veteran, who quickly gives it to Hannah. Williams is running for him. Hannah with a poor bounce, then a drop punt which found Jarman beautifully. McDermott, Adelaide finessing. Schwert short. Hart, there are loose players everywhere. Brown short. Decides to go in even shorter and gets Murphy, who can kick a goal.
Well, he could have gone to either Ingerson or Murphy. A couple of players alone on that forward line for Adelaide. Carlton a little bit disorganised in defence at the moment, under a siege from a very keen Adelaide side.
Kicked 8 goals in his 3 matches to date, Murphy, including 1 haul of 5, so he can kick a footy. He's 48 metres out, drop punt. He's kicked it all right for distance. Off target, though. And I reckon you summed it up perfectly there, Bernie. Keen. They're ferocious on it at the moment, Adelaide. 2 points to 1.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, and of course it's a game of emotion, football, and Adelaide certainly built up for this one. Of course, they do want to stay in touch with the top 6, and they need to win this match.
Long kick from Doherty. She was looking for Hannah. But Brown has chipped in. David Brown, number 21. Looks a little bit like the number 20 for Carlton in Bradley. Long kick into the forward line. It's all Carlton here. And now comes Peter Dean. We see the strapping on his left elbow. Quick kick round the corner from Fraser Brown. And here's Williams with his first possession. He's playing wide of Jarman. And Jarman on top at the moment early in the piece. Smart pushed out of it. Possibly a free kick. Maynard onto Bickley. Hart ignores Wren and goes to the centre of the ground where he finds Liptak. Well run from Smart coming down. Plenty of run from the Crows side at the moment. Long driving kick from McDermott. And Ingerson taps the ball. Brown again for his second kick in a minute. And the ball just on the boundary line, but kept in by Aythorn. Aythorn across goal, down to the centre. And he finds Delulio, the swooper. He goes long and finds Spalding. Good long mark from Spalding with a long hand. Spalding balks. Goes long at goals, but good smother there from Wren. Swert dropping back to 8. Gives support. Tasker comes through. Pressure is on and red hot at the moment. Round the corner as well. She kicked 84 goals in the VFA last year, but that one not to be. The 17-year-old taps the ball in front of him. Can't pick it up though. He's got plenty of time. Will swing down centre wing.
To Marshall. Neat drop punt. Mickey's target against Dorotich. Oh, good mark by the man who won the best and fairest last year. Plays on. He had Jarman, decided against it. Probably went the wrong way in the end. Dean made a mistake. Murphy capitalises from 50 metres. A good kick to the square. Oh, but very well read by Sexton. It was an excellent kick by Murphy, wasn't it?
That was, but Bruce, he caught it right in that first instance, because he could have centred the ball there, Mark Micken and Jarman alone in the centre.
Sexton with a booming kick into the centre square. Ratton the fly, and he takes the mark. Swings a handball very wide. Cavan sells a dummy and then goes to centre half forward. Wren should take it. Plays this defensive role very well, the young man. He's a most exciting prospect.
Great prospect, Bruce. He's been fantastic in the ruck. Tremendous last week in that last quarter.
Well, from the old to the, or from the new to the old, I should say. Wren to Micken to Darryl Hart, who I reckon's had more kicks in this match so far than he had in a lot of full games earlier on. Drop punt to the square, Ingerson at the back, Sexton in the front.
He's been caught behind a couple of times, Ingerson. They're not getting full value for the good play up on that forward line, Crows.
Well, loose men here for Carlton. Sexton's kick finds Williams, who's starting to come into it. He gives it off to Gleeson, and an excellent kick finds, well, it's the new boy in Parker. Brendan Parker swings it back to Williams. He goes long. He's looking for Kernahan, who's swamped by Wren. And we saw Wren do a similar job against Carlton in the Foster's Cup game in Adelaide earlier in the season. It's not surprising to see Kernahan start at full forward, up the middle. It's Maynard. A little bit undersized, but always gives his all and has played every game for the Crows since their inception. Tom Melvin at the bottom of the pack. Comes to Hannah. Hannah's been in excellent form this year. Cameron under pressure. Good tackling from Jarman. And away he goes again. It's a short chip kick and he's found Ingerson.
They're bringing it back, Jared, because play wasn't continuous there. Advantage only played as we learnt last week, Bruce, if the play is continuous, explained by the umpires.
Well, it was the chip kick favoured again, but Carlton take the ball away. Hogg, who's been a fine player for Carlton after being drafted this year, finds Earl Spalding. And speaking of draft choices, Bruce, this man must be the best one in a number of years.
Swings the handball inside to Hogg again. Hogg with a centering kick and a very good kick to half forward. Pressure from the back by Tasker on Welsh was good. Marshall worried out of it by Brown. Brown still over the footy, free kick. Had to be.
He's been very good on the wing, Fraser Brown for Carlton. He was considered for state selection.
Drop punt, not a good one. Tasker takes it comfortably against Welsh. The target was Parker that time. So Tasker from the back pocket. Micken and Dorotich go together. Micken did well to keep the ball down. Hogg caught, well played Jarman with some strength to Marshall, who balances up and then kicks it to Ingerson superbly.
Well, that's better from Ingerson, out in front on the lead. He has been caught behind, as I said, on a couple of occasions. This time we'll be shooting for goal from about 40 metres out.
It's another Adelaide player who's played each game this season. Doesn't get a lot of kicks, but comes up with one or two most weeks. That's a good kick right there, and Dean forces it over in the end for a behind. So still not a goal scored here at Princes Park. Adelaide lead by 3-1.
And really, it didn't cover much distance, that kick, from inside the 50-metre mark. Probably kicked from about 44 metres and wasn't able to make the distance.
Gleeson takes a diving mark. He's only kicked 6 goals, and for a rover, that's not a big enough return. This is going to be one of the battles of the Dome. Williams and Jarman, two of the best handball exponents ever to have played the game, both wearing number 2. Now, let's hope they play side by side, because wouldn't that be a fantastic battle?
Well, it looks as if they have lined up that way, Jared, too, minding each other.
Williams, he combining all well with Kernan early in the piece. Every time Kernan gets the ball, he has 3 players on him. Spalding shows extraordinary skills. Balking, evasive skills, but unfortunately kicking skills left a lot to be desired out in the full.
Well, how many times do we see that from Big Earl Spalding? Had a chance to win the game here against the West Coast Eagles and kick 5 behinds for the day.
Well, probably the best mark in the AFL. Kernahan pulls down a big one, and it's an excellent kick by young Brendan Parker. Parker dives and takes a good mark low to the ground.
Yes, did he hold this long enough, Jared? We'll have a look at it. There are just fumbles out. Yeah, probably held it long enough, just.
Boy from Tongala, the Goulburn Valley League. Well, that's an excellent kick and a good goal.
The Blues by 4 points at Princes Park after Parker's debut goal. Pretty tough in the trenches there. Tapped out by Hogg. Adelaide go forward. Hart getting the ball. Torpedo punt. Dean takes the mark comfortably. Dean and Sexton will be a thorn for Adelaide today. Miserly, they give little away, except kick it straight to Marshall on that occasion. Marshall, who dislocated his shoulder last year after coming into the AFL with a big bang. Ingerson in the front, well read by Brown. Can go for goal here. Drop punt, good kick. It's given it a ride. Well played, Hannah. Right on the line. Swings at the Cavidan. It's got to come back. Got to kick over the mark, or...
Yes, you've got to go back and kick over the mark. Does seem a little bit strange, however, Bruce, doesn't it, that decision?
Just having a look, Matthew Hogg has the job on Tony McGuinness, a former teammate, of course. Both played at Footscray.
McGuinness yet to touch the ball, Bernie.
It's been very quiet. Matty Hogg can do a tagging job very well.
So Hannah wide, Murphy in the front spot, Cavidan at the back, Andrew Jarman doing all right. Schwert goes backwards to McDermott. McDermott's high drop punt. Ingerson at the back, Dean in the front. And Dorotich was waiting, and so was Alvin. Now Sexton, G under pressure from Lee. Hannah sidesteps, handball to nobody. Brown should go, left foot, goes for it and kicks it. Adelaide in front. 1-3-1-1 and a nothing handball from Hannah, and really it deserved the fate that it got.
Yes, exactly, Bruce. It was a very ordinary hand pass. Indecision by Milt Hannah, who played for Victoria in the State of Origin game against WA. And there he goes. Really, there just wasn't a Carlton player there. It's hard to understand why he would go for that option. It wasn't even a defensive option. He should have come to the boundary line, if anything.
Well, the ball up. Cavidan been trained to jump early, and he gets the big tap away there. Darryl Hart crumbs it well. Handball to Ben Hart. Ben Hart goes wide. But it's Hannah who leads Scott Lee and kicks it round the corner. Ratton backs into the pack with courage. But speaking of courage, here comes McDermott through the pack. McGuinness for his first touch for the afternoon. He finds McDermott. McDermott back to Hart. Poor kick from Hart from the 17-year-old. Gleeson, excellent tackle there from Swert. Isn't he a goer? Ratton round the corner. It's Wren once again, though. Takes a courageous mark back with a flighted play.
I think he's got 50 metres there against Kernahan. I think Kernahan was committed and had to do that. I think that's a pretty tough decision, Jared.
Yes, it was one of those line ballers, I think, Bernie, and perhaps that's the problem with the 50-metre penalty.
I think in the end what made the umpire's mind up was the fact that Kernahan did not go for the ball. He was only committed to bumping Wren very heavily.
Well, it's Ingleson with the fly, comes to the front of the pack. Liptak goes to Lee. Lee round the corner, miraculous goal.
15-7. 1-1-2-3. This is a great start for Adelaide. Free kick out of the centre. Wren to take it. Too many Carlton players in the square. Drop punt, got some distance. Again, Ingerson the target, Sexton at the back. Or G. Schwert read it well. Left foot right there. Murphy over his head and through for behind. Schwert has been excellent. Tregenza's injured at the moment, but it's giving Adelaide something, isn't he, Rooney?
Already a change for Carlton, Bruce. And Ratton's off and Chris Bond is on.
Maybe just for the balance, Ben, because Ratton has had a few touches. Here's Alvin. Bradley's been quiet. I don't think we've called his name yet. Not
a touch for him, Bradley.
Swert already has 6 possessions, so he's well on top in that contest.
Pressure on Athorn there, and a boundary throw in. So Adelaide with 6 scoring shots to 2. And should be probably 3 or 4 goals in front. Well played by Micken to McDermott. Left foot, Ingerson outnumbered. Dorotich gets a push in the back and a free kick.
They must get in front of the Adelaide forwards. Ingerson, the main player, caught behind on so many occasions. I think he was a bit unfortunate there. His opponent may have pushed him in the back and transferred the free kick to Dorotich.
Well, Bond should have taken that one. Handball comes now to Marshall, number 16. He's found Ingerson. Ingerson will swing onto his left hand. He's found Brown, who should run in and goal, and that he does. 2 goals to David Brown. And Adelaide scoot away. It's 3 goals for 22 points. Now comfortably in front of Carlton at the moment, 7.
As you would expect, 7 shots to 2 at this stage of the game. They have really dominated the early proceedings, Adelaide. Good hand pass there by Ingerson. Looking for an option, a running option there provided by Brown. And David Brown kicks his 2nd goal. Adelaide looking very good at the moment.
3-4, 1-1. Brown with 2 goals. Williams out of the centre, tried to crunch through. Jarman, free kick coming back to Williams.
Well, pretty fortunate to get that free kick. The umpire considered that he was held on to for too long after he got rid of that. Greg Williams making the umpire notice it by throwing the arms out.
Welsh the target. Coming in front hard.
Gets better with every game, this young player.
He's most promising, isn't he? Micken and Dorotich. Well played, Dorotich at the back to thump it away, giving away something in height. One of a number of stars who arrived at Carlton in 1986. A couple of others are playing today, Bradley and Kernahan. Here's Spalding. With him, Wren. Spalding tries to shove him out of the way. Gleeson at the bottom of the pack, left foot. Good grab by Bond. Had Parker running for him. Now Kernahan the target. Smart goes with him. Kernahan in the front. Ben Hart just shuffled out of the way by Kernahan. DeUlio unable to. Daryl Hart's been good. Ben Hart excellent. To Andrew Jarman, who is thriving on the duel with Williams to date. Liptak left it. Hannah's there. Got rid of Lee with some real strength, but then run down again. An important ball to be won. Williams wins it, but can't crash the tackle of Bickley. McGuinness's leg. No free kick. Handball by Parker on the up. Thrown away by Bradley. Gleeson clever. To Williams. Round the body by Sexton towards the goal square. Kernahan all at the back. Welsh with a fly and in the front Wren. Which way will it go?
The man in front should have been paid. Wren. He's pleading for that mark, and I agree with him there. Sean Wren in front. How can a man behind taking the fly be awarded the mark? The kick there coming from Parker. A high kick into the forward line. There's a man in front. That is a bad decision.
Well, really obvious on the replay too. So Welsh and Wren would be seething, and why not? And Welsh can make a goal out of this with a drop punt. Has he missed? He's got it.
Well, certainly a goal that will be discussed in the post-mortems. Excellent tack there from Cavidan, round the back. DeLulio. Through comes Liptak. He's been tagged by Alvin, which signifies the importance that David Parker suggested he is to the Crows team. And a decision that has incensed the local crowd here, and young Brown ends up with the Crows skipper McDermott. McDermott finds Marshall. Poor checking there from Carlton. Marshall kicks it long to the hole. Ingerson takes a big grab.
Yeah, that is a good grab. Ingerson in front. Had to be paid the mark. The crowd not happy with it. And of course, a very parochial crowd here at Princes Park also.
I don't know what they had to complain about, Bernie. Let's have a look in the replay.
Nothing at all. He dragged it down. A good mark from Ingerson in front on this occasion, in front of Sexton. There he is. Drags it back to his body. 3 or 4 grabs at the ball. Had to be awarded that mark.
Anthony Ingerson, kicking's probably not the greatest part of his game, but he should convert this one. Lines him up from 45 metres. He's pushed it to the left. Only one behind. A poor shot at goal from Ingerson. Something that he should go on with and practice over the summer months.
He's had a couple of chances, hasn't he, inside the 50-metre line, and should have made better of those opportunities.
Dean, Hannah, good mark against Marshall. From half-back. Arguably enjoying his best season. Spalding and Maynard. Spalding in the front spot. Well played. Gives Williams a run at it. Williams to Bond, but out of play. So a game that's settling down now with Adelaide leading by 10 points. They've had the best of it. Carlton with a fortuitous goal. Wren to do the ruck work with Cavidan. Cavidan holding him out. Gleeson's little kick. Maynard misses it. Bond puts the pressure on. Now Bond. Parker. Liptak with him. And so's Hart. And a good decision there. Really didn't have it under control. Liptak over the top. So bounce down at half forward for the Blues. So much riding on this game for both clubs. Carlton, with a seemingly comfortable draw in the next 3 or 4 weeks, could sew up a spot in the 6 in that period, and Adelaide are making a run at it. There's Maynard from Schwert. Hannah, well played. No pressure from Adelaide. Hannah's left foot. Smart comes from the back. So does Ben Hart. Bickley with DeUlio after him. He's outnumbered. Bickley is an important ball. Brown and DeUlio. DeUlio with brilliant pace. It had to be brought down. A professional free kick, I guess, in the end.
Yeah, not a bad free kick at all, that one. DeUlio had a chance there back after 1 week suspension. Gets a hand pass out, but had he been able to break clear, he would have been a lot closer to goal than this.
Centering kick. Kernahan with a fly. Paid it. Over the shoulder against Wren.
Yeah, free kick against Sean Wren. He really didn't position himself as well as he has been on that occasion, Ren. He has been positioning himself in front of Kernahan. Here he is caught behind, maybe trying to cover Spalding. Well, we saw what the free kick was paid for, high over Stephen Kernahan, back of his head. The free kick was there.
Kicked 45 goals in his 11 matches to date. Over 400 goals. One of the greats at Carlton. Drop punt straight through.
Ball back in the centre. Once again, Kavanagh with the tap, doing well in the middle. De Ulio flicks it out to Gleeson. Gleeson with a smart tap to Alvin, who fumbles what he should have taken. Ben Hart comes through, but goes the man instead of the ball. Off the ground is Alvin. Gleeson with a quick handball, finds Bond, and in walks Williams. And goals. So Carlton now kick away. They hit the front for the first time this afternoon. 4 goals, 125 to Adelaide, 3-5-23.
Well, it's only been the last 5 minutes, really, that Carlton's got back into this match. Adelaide dominated proceedings early in the game. You see the smaller players just playing possession football there, ending up with Greg Williams. And Williams from about 25 metres, not a problem.
In fact, I think Carlton may have kicked the first goal to give them the early lead, but the ball's back in the centre now. Wren jumps early. That's better, Wren. Liptak with the kick. Goes up in the air, and Marshall's taken out of the play, and as Bernie called it, is a free kick to David Marshall.
Yeah, Fraser Brown just jumping straight into Marshall, not interested in the ball.
From the centre square, Williams underneath it. Ingerson coming in strongly. McGuinness, Jarman, well played, Hogg. Now Spalding on the up to Hannah running. Bond pulls him on. Hannah's through the centre square. Free kick coming back against Lee off the play. Goes to Bond.
Wow, that is amazing that that's happened, because the player that was shepherding was Bond. He was dragged off the play, well behind play there, Bruce, from about 15 metres away, and the umpire pulled it up.
Again, Wren in the front spot, and it'll be a ball up. I thought a moment ago Greg Williams was delighted. That's his first goal for Carlton. He's kicked 128 in his career, but his first for the Blues. He looked pretty pleased with it. Centre half forward, 2.5 minutes remaining in this opening term. An important couple of minutes. Bradley, still not really an effective touch. Bickley, Kernahan running strongly into him. Aythorne going back with a stretch. Brown, who's been one of Adelaide's stars in the opening term. Aythorne, Williams, getting on top of Jarman now. Kernahan, Smart did well at the back. Welsh, who's been quite busy, all run down by Smart. McDermott, back to Ben Hart. Ben Hart's drop punt to the space, and it bounces out on the full, and Bond to bring it back in.
Great second effort there by Nigel Smart. He spoiled Kernahan, and then getting him to apply that tackle to Rowan Welsh.
Gleeson from centre wing. Goal here to the Blues would really undo Adelaide's good work in the opening term. Kernahan, Smart did it well. Marshall, free kick. Just thinking, Bernie, Kernahan's playing against a lot of his old mates here at Glenelg. Marshall and McDermott, 2 of them, and McGuinness in the old days.
Yes, I know him pretty well, but Nigel Smart wearing him very closely at the moment.
And a long kick from Marshall. Surprises Kavanagh as it hits him on the chest. Hogg off the ground with a handball. McGuinness in for one of his few touches for the afternoon. Aythorne. He's got Kavanagh. Good vision. Poor handball from Kavanagh under pressure. McDermott goes to Jarman. A little quiet in the last 5 minutes, but sets that one up. Should have been taken by Brown.
Oh, well, very lucky to get that, Brown.
Well, Brown repays Jarman. Jarman on the left foot. Bit of a poor kick, intercepted by Malan Hammer. Once again, Jarman with 3 or 4 touches in a minute. Kick off the ground. Spalding swapped. And at the back of the pack is Sean Wren, who's playing that role magnificently at the moment. McDermott, quick hands to Marshall. Marshall's got Ingerson at the back of the pack, and I think he may have found him. An excellent kick from Marshall. Good vision. And has set up Ingerson for his 3rd shot at goal.
There was great support there by Marshall also, because McDermott was in trouble. The run provided, and there's Ingerson on the end of that kick from Marshall. Doing well on the wing at the moment, Marshall. In fact, he's had 10 kicks and 1 hand pass up against Fraser Brown, who's only had 3 kicks.
Ingerson with a shot to put Adelaide in front the first quarter. Has erred again, this time to the right-hand side of the goalpost. And Carlton go into the quarter-time huddle in front. They lead by the solitary point, 4 goals 1, plays 3 goals 6.
Welcome back to Princess Park at quarter time. Carlton 4-1 leads Adelaide 3-6. So 5 scoring shots to 9. It's 25-24. Well, if you'd like to purchase one of the great games of football over the years, you can purchase Name a Game from Australian Football Videos. The toll-free number is 008 035 665. Now that number is being manned at this very moment. We can send you a catalogue or your order, or you can ring during office hours Monday to Friday. All the grand finals from 1966. Graham Corns in screen at the moment. Max Stevens has been down. He's been close to David Parkin and Graham Corns. Max, I would reckon that Corns, you'd be disappointed. Adelaide should have been in front at quarter time.
Well, a little disappointed, Bruce. He grabbed Michael Murphy aside and had a little chat to him. He claims that the forwards have got to get in front. He said that's a problem. He said Adelaide just missed and lost out on too many opportunities. He said, however, the pressure and the dedication was there. However, Carlton far more penetrating when they get the ball. Looking at some of the team placings, Scott Lee for the 3rd week in a row from defence up in the forward line, Mick and centre-half forward, and we're seeing a pretty good battle between Williams and Jarman, although both are playing pretty loose at the moment. And Darryl Hart once again in defence, but coming right up the ground. He was, of course, the match winner last week, kicking that fantastic goal.
Thanks for that, Max. As we look at the quarter-time scores of the other matches, Dunstall's kicked 3 as Hawthorn have charged away from Fitzroy, leading by 30 points. Geelong have kicked 7-5 to North Melbourne 4-2. And Tony Lockett's kicked at least 6 goals, we know, at Moorabbin in the opening term in his comeback match, with the Saints leading Sydney by 10 goals, 3-3 goals. Don't forget, for SAS viewers in Adelaide, a replay of Hawthorn and Fitzroy at the end of this match. Well, this will be a big quarter because Carlton withstood the Adelaide challenge and got back, but Adelaide have played well enough to be in with a real chance here. They were very good in that opening term. 25-24, 4-1 to 3-6. Wren wins it. Jarman's quick kick to Lee, who takes the mark at centre-half forward.
I think you might find that Tony McGuinness is going to pick up Greg Williams. There's always going to be a battle of tactics in the middle.
Well, it's a strange situation because Matthew Hogg was tagging McGuinness, and now McGuinness has a job tagging Williams.
Lee from about 50 metres, a high drop punt. He's given it a real ride to the square. Ingerson with a fly at the back, got a couple of grabs on it. Carlton on the bottom, and it'll be a bounce down with Adelaide within 10 metres of the goal.
I think it's a good move from Corns. We saw in Sydney last year that McGuinness went on to Williams and really turned the game around for the Crows.
Yes, Matthew Hogg now picking up Jarman.
Ingerson doing the ruck work. Dean's quick kick away. Schwert with him. Bradley. Free kick. Schwert.
Oh.
Ticky touch.
Oh, very soft, Bruce. Look at Bradley's stats in that first quarter. He's only had 1 hand pass up to quarter time. Schwert, his direct opponent, has had 3 kicks and 4 hand passes.
24-year-old who has made his debut this season. Tucked away in the pocket. Parker kicked a goal from here in the first quarter. Drop punt. Good kick. Goal. Adelaide back in front, and Schwert with his first, and Bradley's got to have to lift his game here at 30-25.
Looks like Mickens coming off the ground to be replaced by John Klug. First game back after injury. Well, there's that free kick, and really there wasn't much in that, Jared. Hardly touched him, but very disappointed Bradley with that decision. Klug coming on to play at centre-half forward. Micken has been very good in that first part of the game.
Well, I guess that one squares the one for Rowan Welsh in the first quarter. Williams had the headlock applied by McGuinness, but no free kick. Aythorne dummies the handball and goes down the corridor. This is the way Carlton have been instructed to play. Ball on the ground. Parker underneath it. The umpire says, fellas, I'll take the ball. Let's clear it out and get underway again. Ben Hart on the bottom of the pack. Amazingly, only 17 years old. Played every game this season. Be a star for Adelaide for years to come. Wren versus Kernahan. Kernahan round the corner. Out in front was Welsh. Through comes Hogg, who kicks it. It needs to off break, but he gets a leggy. And it goes left of the goalpost. We're only behind.
There's another shot at goal, I think, Jared. The umpire bringing the ball back. Matthew Hogg to have another shot from only 20 metres out.
I think he may have been taken perhaps a little bit high by Smart, and Smart indicating there that he was just got him at the back of the neck, and so no infringement.
Golly.
So we've seen the last two shots of goal come from very, very suspect free kicks.
He's only kicked one goal for 92, Matthew Hogg.
Well, this should be a dead set soda. Walks in, and that's exactly what it was, a goal.
31-30. So a soft free kick there for Hogg and goal. Here's Bradley. Will he be inspired into some action? Aythorne with the left foot looking for Williams. He's got away from Jarman again. Williams centering. On a long lead, Welsh. Good play by Williams.
Yeah, Welsh very good up forward too, Bruce. Obviously has goal-kicking ability. 84 goals last year in the VFA. He looks very good, can take a mark. And he is picked up at only number 33 in the 92 March draft.
He's about 40 metres out. She's kicked that well. Look at that go through for a goal. Carlton 6-1 to 4-6. And that was his second for Welsh. Gee, Bernie, you would have been pleased with that one in your heyday.
Didn't that come off his beautifully there from Welsh from about 45 metres out? And that's the difference. Ingerson in that first quarter has had 3 shots from a similar distance and didn't register a goal. But on that occasion, that was a magnificent kick from Welsh.
Back in the centre. Ran with a good tap down, finds Jarman. Jarman fumbles a little bit. Gleeson is besieged by players. There's a little bit of push and shove, but it's interesting, Carlton's last 2 goals have come from Hogg and Welsh. Hogg's manning up Jarman, and Welsh got his kick from Williams. Through comes McGuinness. McGuinness goes long, but it'll float over the boundary line. And my point there was that Corns instituted the change of those 2 players, and immediately it's cost them 2 goals.
Well, he may think, Gerard, that Greg Williams doesn't man up as well as Matthew Hogg, so he may get some attacking moves out of Tony McGuinness.
The fly was from young Caverton, but it comes to Darryl Hart. Hart on to McDermott. McDermott finds McGuinness, who is getting away from Williams, as Bernie suggested, and an excellent pass has found Ingerson. But you wouldn't like to have your house on him converting this chance. He's kicked 3 points already this afternoon.
Well, John Klug's only been on the ground for about 3 minutes, and he's been replaced again by Micken. Micken back to centre-half forward.
So in comes Ingerson. He needs to convert one for the confidence. And that looks a bit better. It certainly is. It's a goal.
Just a point into the Princes Park. Jarman with a little one. Brown unable to. Bradley looks for a free kick. Was ridden into the ground. They're holding the ball given.
Oh, that's a tough one also. Jarman, good tactics though, Jarman. He just held the Guernsey, put the hand up in the air, and that's what the umpire saw.
Gee, not a good kick though. He had Swert to the left, but it was Hannah versus Swert one out, and Hannah's a hard man to beat in those circumstances, and surely a more direct approach would have been better. Big fly there by Parker. Here's Darryl Hart, who's played quite well. Running out of play.
That kick of Jarman's was to Swert, who was flat-footed, and you just can't put players under pressure there.
Wren to do the work. Spalding to come in late. Not a good tap by Wren. He had a couple of other options, or Bradley. He's just, I think that's symbolic of how he started the day. He's out of sorts. And a free kick given against Bradley for
Unbelievable. Well, it was deliberate though, Jared. But almost a touchdown there from Bradley. He just started stumbling, and that was the end of him.
I just wonder how he's woken up this morning, the champ, because he's just out of sorts completely. He's Swert, who's his opponent, and has had a terrific game today. Drop punt, getting back Alvin with courage. Didn't take the mark, though, in the end. Ingerson cleverly. Lip tack. Can't get it away. Held onto by Sexton. Sexton to Alvin. Alvin's left foot should go straight to Smart. He takes it. Bickley's running wide for him. Smart goes to Bickley with a very poor kick, an awful kick. Here's Brown. Now Adelaide should pay for this, but they might be able to hold it up. Well played, Jarman, to keep D'Ulio in his tracks. Oh, Smart got a hard one there, and a free kick going earlier to Hogg through the centre. Hogg missing Gleeson. McDermott with him. Gleeson tries to run through. Jarman holds it up. Gee, it's tough for the moment. Bickley, Hart misses it. A lot of mistakes. Brown over the top with Marshall. And finally Maynard towards the boundary line. And I bet you the Blues fans will scream for deliberate there.
Wasn't that pressure football both sides?
Well, they're
fierce tackling. Fierce tackling, but great opportunity wasted there by Nigel Smart with that very poor delivery. A couple of players running for him. All he had to do was put it in front of them, and Adelaide would have had a real chance of goaling.
Well, it was well read from Marshall. He kicked it long. He's found Micken, who's run onto the ground and immediately made his presence felt. Micken to the centre of the forward line. Ingerson, well, he can do anything in football. He can mark. And he really is getting away from Sexton, although he just hasn't converted enough. But perhaps with this shot, it could be his second goal in the quarter.
Yes, he provided a very good lead there, Ingerson. And it was honoured by Mark Micken, who is doing very well at centre-half forward.
Well, from exactly the same position as not so long ago, Ingerson strolls in and puts it straight through the centre.
Adelaide by 5 points at Princes Park. Kernahan in the ruck wins it. Gleeson cleverly. Cavidan on a long lead. With him is Smart over the top of both. Julio with his pace. Oh, good kick. What a goal. A beauty. The Blues are in front. It's a good game here at Princes Park at 7-1 to 6-6.
Yeah, well, it looked a pretty even match-up on paper, Bruce, before the start. And you see DiUlio back after a 1 week suspension. Kicking his 17th goal for the season, has been a very handy player for Carlton on the forward line. He brought that back beautifully. Just put it on the boots. Ben Hart was a player trying to get the smother, affect the smother, was not able to.
Gleeson on screen. He's been pretty effective playing against McDermott. Both have had a fair few possessions. Gleeson with 10. That man's starting to come into it again also, Jarman, after a good start to the game. Liptak. Left-hand handball to Marshall. Marshall could go all the way and goal. He's got Murphy at the back. But Sexton, who's been changed with Dean, just touches that one over to the refuge of the boundary line.
So also Steve Kernahan doing the ruck work for Carlton, and Cavidan at full forward on Nigel Smart.
Kernahan takes the ruck. Aythorne fumbles what he should have taken. Liptak gets it. McDermott up in the air. Murphy in the lead for the ball. It's Scott Lee. Punched over the boundary line. So it's 12 scoring shots to only 8. Carlton's good strike rate is really keeping them in there. As you see the hit-outs, Sean Wren being effective there in the centre. Taken too high.
Another change by Carlton. Parker off, and Koutafidis is on for his first senior game. A former under-18 champion hurdler, 110-metre hurdles.
Good tap there by Micken. McDermott round the corner. Could it be Ingerson again? This time it was Murphy. Ball on the bottom of the pack. There's a bit of desperation there now from Carlton. Bradley for one of his few kicks. It's a poor one. It finds Micken, who taps it forward. Brown brought down by Gleeson. Bond gets the handball to Dorotich, and Dorotich gets Carlton out of trouble. It's Williams with the one hand. Superb Mark Williams against the pressure of McGuinness.
He held him off beautifully, did he, Jerry?
Yes, well, he's a talented player, if not the best in the AFL, certainly the top bracket. Well done, Koutafidis, for his first touch in AFL football. Carlton did a lot of work convincing this boy that his future lay on the football field and not the athletics track. And perhaps that's an indication of why. Strong mark from Maynard at the back of the pack.
Sweeps it to Bickley. Yes, Koutafidis on Hart, so a 19-year-old on a 17-year-old. Bickley running away. Smart doing the shepherding. Bickley from the centre square. Lee and Micken the targets. Oh, well read Liptak. He should go. Running, drop punt, gives it a hook, kicks it terribly, and he should be upset. Gee, that was a gimme.
It was a gimme. It was only 30 metres out Liptak, and really just tried to steer it through instead of really just drilling it. He held back on that kick. He's got a little bit nervous coming into goal.
Don't get many easier opportunities at this level of footy. Sexton bangs it out. Dean with a big fly. Free kick going to Kernahan or Dean, is it?
No, it has to be
the mark, is it?
Oh,
the mark was there.
Oh, how did he get up on Micken's back?
Well,
he used his hands to get up there.
It's irrelevant.
No, it is not irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. I've asked Bill Della.
Oh, well, you and Bill Della need the sack.
Kernahan. Well, Gerard can't. We need him today, Bernie. Here's Hart. Ben Hart cleverly to Daryl Hart. Left foot. Gee, I didn't think Dean held it very long anyway. Back to the centre. Better be careful. They'll think I'm barracking for Adelaide. Here's Jarman. Well played. Not such a good handball. McDermott to Marshall, who's been pretty effective. Marshall with a short one in towards Lee. Got a good bounce. He can go here. Goes for it. Drop punt. Kicks it pretty well.
Well, must be crisis time for Carlton because Kernahan's been moved into the ruck in the centre, but well done by Wren. Takes the ball away. Oh, could have been a free kick there to Liptak. Comes now to Dean. Dean goes long. Kernahan, strong mark overhead. And Carlton have got plenty of space. This will finish with Bradley. No, it won't. Gleeson goes totally across the ground. He had Bradley free, but he goes for the long kick in. Picking the ball up now is the sweeper. He goes the banana kick, a sensational goal. So 2 goals to Rondolulio this quarter, and Carlton get back to draw the scores level. It's 8 goals won, 7-7, 49 points apiece.
Look at the difference in the goal kicking. 14 shots to Adelaide. They wasted so many chances in that first quarter. And only 9 shots to Carlton. Great kicking. 8 goals won. That is tremendous accuracy.
49 apiece. Great mark by Kernahan in the centre. Bond runs into his own man, Dorotic. McGuinness, excellent handball to Marshall. Get run down by Brown. Just didn't have the vision for a moment. High kick by Hogg. Dorotic should take it, and he does. Gee, a moment ago, Gerald was a snooper calling the sweeper as Dorotic goes into the centre. D'Ulio, not this time. Wren, no free kick. Gleeson, who's been important. Drop punt pass to Cavidan. With him, Lee. Smart, I should say. Cavidan goes to ground. Throw in the pocket. Young Cavidan, the 20-year-old, back for the first time in 3 weeks today. He's a very promising player. And so's the man with him now, Wren. McDermott did all right to hold it up in the end. Smart, now Ben Hart. Fit of the fumbles, keeps his eye on it. Pressured by Bradley. Kudafidi smothered by Daryl Hart. Swirt run down, a good tackle, McDermott. Oh, play Kudafidi, he's a goal! Well done, young fellow. Well, that'll lift them.
There's a store South Aussie as you and me, looking out for our state, that's guaranteed.
When you shop at Foodland, you're doing more than getting great prices. You're supporting the company that supports South Aussies.
Hi, Daryl, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
Yes, I really did shop at Foodland.
Foodland, the mighty South Aussies, yeah.
Ball's back in the centre. Aythorne. It's Bond. The ball up will take place. I see another coaching move. Daryl Hart's been moved up onto Craig Bradley. It surprises a little because Swirt was doing well. Good ball up. Kernahan with a big leap. He's got D'Ulio on his own. He's got good pace. Ben Hart comes in well and smothers that opportunity. Williams with Jarman. Plenty of pressure there. The umpire putting away the whistle and lets it go, but now he decides enough's enough. And once again, he ignites the Princess Park Pro Carlton crowd. Brian Sheehan bounces the ball. This time it's Spalding. He's been a little bit quiet today, Spalding. Left handball finds Brown. Marshall attempts to kick off the ground. Maynard dives on the ball, and how does the umpire see that one? Well, he decides another ball up.
Well, fair enough there too, Jared, because the Carlton player went in and grabbed the ball also. That player being Fraser Brown.
It's on the 50-metre line. Carlton have just assumed control of this game. Jarman with the scrub around the left foot. He's got Micken, who's been brought on midway through this quarter. Brown has been a little bit quiet, gets tackled. Aythorne, well, he's got Williams, who's all alone. 30 metres behind is McGuinness in pursuit, but Williams lines up, the goal goes bang. But it's gone across the face of goals, and only a point. He'd be disappointed in that, Williams.
There's a bit of an opportunity there. McGuinness was following the play down the field into the Adelaide forward line, and Williams chose to stay off him. Unfortunately, the rebound found Williams across that half-forward line.
Tasker to Daryl Hart, back to Tasker. Aythorne beating Brown. Excellent mark. It's got Spalding short. There are players everywhere here. And Spalding's got Williams. Will he go to him? Well, he should have first up. Now Williams props and stops. Back to Spalding. Back to Bradley. Bradley under pressure. And not well played at all. Spalding should have got rid of it with the first give. Maynard's kick wide, Marshall makes it, and they should run on from here. Smart and Tasker. It's Tasker firstly. Well, he was going to give it to Smart. Now he's under great pressure. An important ball here. Gleeson goes for it. Marshall wins it. The handball. Tasker, good tackle by Welsh. Real pressure here. Cameron goes to ground. Maynard leg should get a free kick. He will. The Blues don't like it, but it was there.
No doubt. He was grabbed by the foot, Maynard. Great tackling by both sides. We're seeing a wonderful example of pressure football here, both by Adelaide and Carlton.
Gee, Bernie, I get the impression some of these players are tired already before half-time. McDermott flattened by Williams down the ground.
Yeah, the free kick to be taken by Scott Lee across that half-forward line.
It's been a fierce game on a pretty good track ground-wise, but it does take a bit out of the legs. Well, Lee in trouble. Hanging on Hannah, and Lee's made a mess of it. Aythorne gets leg. Free kick.
Well, that must be the only soft part of the ground there, Bruce. Scott Lee in all sorts of trouble trying to get around Milhana. Milhana has got heaps of pace, so it was a rather dangerous ploy in the first place.
Yes, just confusing ambition with ability there. Lee should have just gone straight down the line with a kick. You see the turnover with Bradley getting his second kick for the afternoon. Bradley goes long. Spalding with the fly, but it's Wren who's done that job magnificently across half-back. Going to push in the back it is. Spalding will take the free kick. He's moving the ball quickly. He's got Kernahan alone. Kernahan with a chest mark. He should have taken that in the hands. I can't believe that from an experienced champion of Kernahan. Through comes Doherty, who puts a heavy bump on Brown. This game is willing, it's tough and it's exciting. Jarman, always with plenty of time, finds Hart. Hart round the corner. Liptak took his eyes off the ball. There's plenty of hard bumps around at the moment.
There's a free kick paid.
Free kick being paid.
Free kick going to Aythorne.
Well, it's just been reversed, that free kick, because Jarman imparted a little bit of physicality on Aythorne, which he shouldn't have done because the Crows had the free kick. The back of the pack is Wrench. He's exciting. He's got mobility. He's no dinosaur. He's a champion in the making. Good tap off the ground. It comes to McInnes, who has been quiet despite the fact that he's been on Williams. Micken in front. Good tap there from Dorotic. And he hits it to the refuge of the boundary line, just favouring Carlton on centre wing.
Carlton really has found another gear in this term, putting enormous pressure on Adelaide.
Wren runs into Kernahan, gives away a free kick. He's one of the men I was pointing out's exhausted, Wren, because he's had 3 or 4 big men against him in this first half. He'll need a rest. Kernahan's kick, well played by Bickley. Brown clever. Gleeson to go for goal. Drop punt, puts it through. 10-2, 7-7. Free kick out of the centre, going to Adelaide. 62-49. It's been a splendid game, and a moment of truth now for Adelaide. Wren to Ingerson on a long lead, gets pushed out of it, no free. Dorotic's left foot to a paddock. Marshall out after it, and so is to Ulio and Brown. Marshall did very well. Liptak's half volley was clever. She's conceded a lot of ground. McDermott's going to have to go. Kernahan, his best mate, wins the footy. To the opposition, to Ulio quickly. Not so well done. Smart to bang it back to centre half forward. Micken out of position. Dorotic should get a free kick, and he will.
Yes, the play will come back now. The umpire has signalled the free kick. There's no advantage there, much to the disgust of Adrian Gleeson, who was charging away.
Correct decision by the umpire. Once play stops, he has no option other than to bring the ball back.
Elvin goes wide into the sunshine. It is a little bit slippery over there, as you see. Well done, Marshall, who brings the ball back for the Crows. He's got Ingerson again.
Oh, he's paying a free kick. Surely that was just use of the body. This is an experienced umpire, a grand final umpire of 1991.
You said it all, Bernie, I think. Hannah comes wide. He's got the young player in Koutafidis. Boy, he looks a talented prospect. The long kick is Spalding. Backs into the pack. Good punch from Maynard. At the back of the pack is Gleeson. who bends the ball around, but it's pretty high. Underneath it is Wren and Kernahan. Bradley, he'll look for the quick hands. But Gleeson was too close to the boundary line. I didn't like that option in the first place. Gleeson just took the ball out of bounds.
John Klug about to come back on. He's replacing Murphy.
They've kicked 6 goals in this term, Carlton, and they look like they're in for another one. As Spalding, well, I wouldn't be so sure with Spalding, but he should goal this from only 30 metres out.
Yeah, well, he's no certainty, Earl Spalding. He's pretty erratic in front of goal. Only from 30, 35 metres out, big Earl Spalding. He's kicked 11 goals for the season. And coming in for his first goal today.
So Spalding would have kicked a number of goals during this week, practicing this exact same thing. Lines up and straight through the middle. So Spalding gets his first and Carlton get their 11th, 7th goal for the term. They now lead 68 points to 49.
Well, they've opened up a 19-point advantage. As you watch this in replay, Earl Spalding just working his way in front of Maynard. It's been a pretty good battle, that one. Maynard doing pretty well. Spalding with use of his body and greater height advantage made it virtually impossible for Maynard to affect that spoil.
68 to 49. The Blues have kicked the last 4 goals in the game. Well, again, Liptak just with a little tap and free kick against Alvin. Been some technical free kicks played here today. Liptak's drop punt. Ingerson the lead. He's been very good today. And a good mark. Oh, gee, not played. Thought he held that a couple of times. Brown, Williams, Ingerson now. Wren. Oh, good take by the young fellow. Wren's kicked. Sexton in the front spot. Lee at the back. Sexton takes the mark.
Too tall for Lee.
Well, Wren was under pressure when he kicked it to him. Sexton goes wide. Cavidan. Marshall runs into him. Brown. He's got Hogg. Hogg's got a paddock, and D'Ulio's with him. Hogg goes from centre wing up towards Kernahan on the half-forward flank. Well robbed, though, by Maynard in the end. The handball to Smart. Smart's handball under some pressure to Jarman. It'll have to be quick. Turn Hogg inside out brilliantly. Left foot by Jarman to centre wing. Dorotic in the box seat. No pressure from Mickham that time. And Dorotic is tightened up, takes the mark. Hannah running for him. The Blues are on top at the moment. Centre wing, it'll be a throw-in. I thought Ingerson took that mark a moment ago.
Well, I thought his opponent, actually Dean, may have got it just a touch in between a couple of grabs there, Bruce.
Wren and Cavidan. Cavidan at the back, wins the tap. McGuinness tries to crash his way through. He's been quiet today. In fact, McGuinness and Bradley, who if you're betting before the match, you'd back one of them to be the real possession getter on the day. And look at that, 2 and 3 for McGuinness, and Bradley has had 3 and 3.
Yes, there's always going to be a game 1 in the middle, this one. Liptak will swing onto the left foot. A pretty ordinary kick. Comes to Gleeson now. Gleeson has had his kick smothered. Jarman, what can he do? Quick hands, intelligent player. Something always happens. And it's Brown who's got Klug on his own, but lets it go. Well, what happened there? It's a goal, but who was it to?
Brown.
Brown, yes, I think it may have been over the line there. It did sit up invitingly for John Klug to have a go at that one. Let's have a look at that in replay. There's a kick coming from Brown, and Klug, I thought he may have passed it to Klug anyway. It just sits up there and just over the line, the goal to Brown.
3 goals now to Brown. He's been pretty good today. Koutafidis into the ruck for his first run on the ball. Klug should just run in and goal this now. He takes it out of the middle and hits the woodwork.
From 25 metres, John Klug. That's 2 real opportunities Adelaide have wasted in this second quarter.
Yes, Liptak and Klug. Jarman doing well again out of the centre there. He's had a good term. Marshall at the back. High one round the body. Liptak, Aythorne, Dorotich. Dorotich with one hand. Aythorne. Micken gives him a push, and illegally, free kick to Aythorne. In the back pocket. Against Micken. Again, it was only a touch. He looks for Alvin. Poor kick. Now Bond. Good hands. Julio loves this. Runs through the centre with a high one. A thumping kick to Kernahan. Over the back, Tasker. Ben Hart, who hasn't played quite as well today. Bradley with him. Bradley worries him out. Oh, good play inside. The handball by Welsh to Julio. Goes for it and misses. And for once, the sweeper tried to do a little too much. He should have kicked it about 2 steps before he did. And good pressure from Adelaide coming in from the side. Kernahan and Wren with 20 seconds remaining. Over the back, Welsh. Ben Hart's quick kick away. Marshall. Not quite. Couldn't do a Williams, but did very well. Micken just gets rid of it in a hurry. Quick hands to McGuinness. Adelaide with one last thrust. A quick kick to Klug. 12 seconds remaining. You won't know that, of course. Plays on now Jarman. This is important for Adelaide. Will it sit in time? 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. He's taking too long. Siren will go. Left foot goes for it and kicks it behind. So at half-time, it's been entertaining. Adelaide's had all the chances. Carlton took the initiative from them in the middle part of that second term. And at half-time, the Blues are leading. But Carlton are 11 goals 2 to Adelaide 8 goals 9. It's 68 to 57. And Gerard, it's been an exciting first half, and the Crows are far from out of this.
Yes, well, it's really been a half of missed opportunity for the Crows when you consider the points tally over there. It's on the scoreboard. You see Carlton with only 2. Their shooting a goal has been incredibly accurate. And some of the goals the Crows have missed, particularly the last one there from Klug and Liptak's running into an open goal, really, in the final analysis of this half, have been costly. And I think the Crows could be justifiably in front.
Half-time at Princess Park. Carlton leads 11-2-68 to Adelaide 8-9-57. One of the stars of the first half goes against Cavidan. Cavidan wins the tap. Wren back a bit too far on that occasion, as Bernie pointed out in the opening minutes of the first quarter. Bickley cleverly sold 2 dummies in that exchange, but kicks it straight to Dorotich. Micken caught underneath it. Dorotich swings onto his left. Koutafidis at the back, good grab. Takes it in one hand, left foot, he's a likely type, so's this man Wren, who comes across the front. Spalding goes to ground. Maynard misses it. Here's Gleeson, he's got Spalding inside, goes for goal. Gives it a ride, won't quite make it. Getting underneath it was Welsh, with him Tasker still in play, and no free kick coming to Carlton. They were looking for one there through Julio, and it's over the line for behind. So the Blues by 2 goals at 11-3 to 8-9.
Yes, I thought Gleeson could have centred that ball. That's where Welsh led. However, he elected to go himself. The Crows running the ball out. Carlton are playing a zone defence, and the Crows are getting away from it pretty easily. Koutafidis, the hurdler. Big smack there from Brown. Got rid of Bond. McDermott flicks the ball up to McGuinness, who's under pressure. Good handball again, finds McDermott. The Crows have got something going here now with Brown. Finds Liptak. Liptak with good hands. Finds Darryl Hart. Darryl Hart's got Ingerson. Can he mark? Yes, he can. Takes it on his chest. I am surprised the players don't take these marks in their hands, Bernie.
Well, he was out in front there. Probably made certain of that one. A great passage of play. Good lead up there by the Adelaide side. Wonderful handball. Getting out of trouble from the half-back line. And Ingerson leading in to a very open forward line.
Ingerson shoots at goal, dropping a little short. The ball's still in play there. Cavidan on the line. It's just kicked out of bounds. Sexton delivering the final blow.
There again, Gerard, that kick from Ingerson from 45 metres out, not making the distance, and we saw that in that first quarter. Really disappointing for players further upfield when they see that their forwards aren't converting.
Well, Craig Bradley has run into a trainer. In fact, it was a Crows trainer, and that's why the crowd is so incensed. And that has allowed Darryl Hart to take an easy chest mark. A chip shot has found Wren.
He got a bit of applause from his mate when he got back to the boundary line also.
Do you think he'll figure in your votes this afternoon, Bernie, for good defence?
Well, I reckon that coaches have used that ploy in the past. They've sent the trainers out at kick-off periods to fill a few of the spaces in the defence.
Well, importantly, Wren with a shot at goal. Looks pretty good, and it is.
Adelaide within a goal. McDermott out of the centre. Brown's handball to Liptak. Misses Marshall. Koutafidis, who's made an auspicious debut after coming onto the ground and kicking a goal under pressure in that second term. There's Marshall.
But it was good to see Wren floating into that forward line. He's playing mainly across half-back, but can hurt Carlton if he moves up into that forward position.
Micken well played. McDermott's left foot, but straight to Dorotic. He's on his own when Micken does the ruck work around the centre. Dorotic is kick not good. Here's Wren. McDermott goes back to Darryl Hart. Under pressure, left foot. Brown should have taken it. Poor attempt. Schwert threw it up, got rid of it. Cavidan swings it to Bradley, who gets away from Hart this time. Hogg's going to run for him, and so Spalding. And to Ulio and Kernahan are up forward. Bradley indecisive. He's just on the wrong leg today. There's no question about that.
Yeah, he's taken far too long, hasn't he, Craig Bradley?
Kernahan eventually, and he chips it to Kernahan, who's about 51 metres out. I think it's a 50-yard line here at Carlton, not a 50-metre line. So it would take a terrific kick from Kernahan. Looks like he's copped one across the Adams apple today. A big mark there. Drop punt. Didn't quite get it. Spalding's there. Wren at the back with one hand. Gee, covers some ground, Wren. Should plot his course in one day, Gerard. It'll be fascinating reading. And it's 11-4 to 9-9.
Yes, we've done that with a number of on-ball players. I think it was Barry Mitchell that they discovered. He ran 27 kilometres in one game. An incredible performance. Marshall with the long kick to the wing. Micken couldn't take it. Alvin overruns it. Athorn now should get the handball away. He does to Koutafidis, who does show explosive pace. Kicks the ball to the centre. At the back is Spalding, who dummies a handball. Now it's Bradley. He goes with the right hand and finds Brown. It was a poor decision from Bradley. Could have gone straight to goal. But good defence from the Crows, and they've bottled it up once again, just outside the 50-metre line for Carlton.
And poor execution of the hand pass from Bradley. Put it behind Fraser Brown. If he had to put it out in front, there might have been some sort of chance.
Yes, probably execution was the problem there rather than the thought. Good play now from Bradley, who once again finds Brown under pressure. I thought that was dangerous play from Jarman bringing that ball in. He should have just gone to the refuge of the boundary line and started again with a man up. Impressive statistics from Jarman. Been picked up by Hogg since halfway through the second quarter. Maynard. Long kick there from Tasker. Goes to the centre of the ground where it's Klug versus Milan Hanna. Athorn, the draft choice from Sydney, goes to Elvin. Elvin through the centre of the ground, a poor kick unless he finds Welsh, and Welsh comes charging through. Spalding gives it away but goes again himself. Good pressure from the Crows. Williams, first touch for the quarter, flicks it through. Good handball from Williams. Bradley round the corner. He's got Welsh. Can he take a chest mark? No, intercepted by the Crows. Brown. Well, surely this will finish in a ball up. And good defensive work from the Crows. They summoned their numbers and blotted out once again a promising Carlton foray into the forward line.
Spalding, McDermott over the top. Spalding with him. Stalemate. A bit heavy on this part of the ground. There's McDermott, the captain. Played a lot of his early football with Kernahan. They were two of the great stars at Glenelg in those early 1980s when they were challenging Port Adelaide and Norwood for supremacy. Wren's tap to McDermott. High one, round his body. Alvin versus Liptak. Liptak gave a little shove, got away with it. Micken couldn't quite get there. Bond had the pace to Athorn. Athorn should attack. Drop punt. Kernahan's there, but chipping in is McDermott.
He was almost off, Bruce. He was just about away.
Squaring kick towards Bickley. Off one leg, good kick to Brown. Adelaide mounting again. Smart with rebound. Ingerson on the lead. Will it get that far? It does. It was good footy.
Yeah, it's good footy all around, Bruce. Especially by Smart, providing that run up at the centre of the ground. He left his opponent there.
Bernie, this is one of the most important kicks of the day, I reckon, because Ingerson's won the footy superbly today. He hasn't kicked well, kicked a couple of goals in the second term. I think he's had 6 shots for goal for 2 goals. And Adelaide needs this, and so does Ingerson. This to put Adelaide within a point at Princes Park. Drop punt, leans back, kicks it. Misses, not good enough.
Well, if you have a look at his technique, that's where his problem is. He would be far better off holding the ball under the bottom. It's a bit similar to the way that Melbourne, in particular Ray Jordan, trained the Irish recruits. Hold the ball underneath, which allows you to drop it perfectly on the boot.
Dean's kicked a halfback, so 2-4 to Ingerson and 1 miss. Here's Fraser Brown from halfback with a short one. Over the top, Bradley running, Daryl Hart with him.
And here's the other Hart in Ben. Ball now with McGuinness, who goes wide along the boundary line. Swirt. Wren comes in like a rover. His mobility is exciting. Sexton. Hannah. Straight up in the air towards the ozone layer goes up. Hannah. The ball is out of bounds on the full, and the Princess Park crowd do not like it.
Tony McGuinness very light on for stats this afternoon.
Drives the ball forward. Could have been a free kick to Micken.
It's going the other way. Well, I was with you. I thought that Cavan jumped fairly indiscriminately into the pack, but he's paid that for a nudge out against Micken on Dorotic, I think.
Well, a little bit baffling today in some of the decisions, the umpire. Jarman at the bottom of the pack, but through comes DeLulio, the swooper. Swings onto his left foot. Kernhan at the back. Good spoil from Smart. Kernhan with the handball. Finds DeLulio again. He'll go to goal now. Will it make it? Welsh smothers. Oh, great spoil there from Tasker. Welsh could have done better on the smother, on the shepherding out.
Gee, that was a terrific save, wasn't it? That was extreme desperation by Tasker.
Looks for Wren, gets pushed in the back. Wren, no free kick. Well, finally. I think the umpire was just waiting then. It's been baffling to say the least. Now McDermott to Hart. Adelaide setting it up again. This Daryl Hart. Leeds coming towards centre. He goes to Ben Hart. Ben Hart short to Ingerson. Makes it. Good mark.
Is Gleeson really not covering hard enough, getting to Ben Hart, who made that option available? Gleeson saw it and really just jogged after him. He's taken a couple of those marks, Ingerson, in this quarter.
Well, you wouldn't fancy him from here, and he's kicked that terribly. He's kicked 2 goals for and missed 2 others. 8 shots for goal for 2. I'm sort of on his back a bit at the moment, but it makes such a difference, doesn't it?
But the promising thing, Bruce, is that he wins the ball well, and I don't believe that it's that difficult a technique problem to change.
Alvin's kick, oh, well played, Wren. But the other key, Bernie's got to be, can you keep afford to giving him a chance? Now here's McGuinness, who goes bang from 55 metres. Right there, Klug is there, off the ground, smothered. A chance for Ingerson, his left foot as it rolled to hit the post. It was touched, I think, in transit, and eventually hit the post. So it's 9 goals 11 to 11-5. Ingerson with 2 goals 5, but we wouldn't put that one down as a black mark against him.
Brown on his own. Been a little bit quiet today, Brown, with only 7 possessions. He was considered for the stateside not so long ago, but today fairly quiet. Through comes Dorotic. No player really wanted to put their head over the ball. Swirt, who was excellent in the first part of the game. And that's an excellent kick once again. He finds that man. He seems to have a bit of pressure on him at the moment. Ingerson, he gives it away. I wonder if that was because he didn't want to take the shot at goal.
I think he's lost a bit of confidence, hasn't he, in his goal-kicking ability, but it wasn't a good kick. Micken, the player, intended, and he was standing still and had no opportunity, no chance at all of getting there.
Williams the centre wing, Bradley in the front spot. Daryl Hart with him. Still Bradley running it out. Well, it's a struggle for Bradley today. One of the great players in the game, but out of the marking in this term, Adelaide more than double the Blues. But Carlton lead by a goal on the scoreboard. 11-5, 9-11. Goals have been hard to get in this term. Wren in the front spot. With him Spalding, Gleeson and Spalding and McDermott. And it'll be a ball up. David Howlett and Brian Sheehan, the umpires, both experienced.
Just having a look at Bradley, I wouldn't be surprised to find out if he had the flu or some similar problem. Just doesn't seem to have the run that he usually does.
I've watched him a few times, Sherrod, off the ball today, and he has been struggling, just trying to get his breath back at times, and I agree with you. Here's Spalding, left foot. Smart will have to go for it. He does. Hogg, good tackle by Smart. Welsh had it robbed off him. Adelaide's defence has been very good. They hold it up there. Gee, Nigel Smart's played well, hasn't he? It's been a terrific game.
He's played terrific, especially on Kernahan. The quality opposition too. Kernahan has only taken 3 marks. He's kicked 45 goals for the season before today, and yet he has been pretty quiet today.
Smart's kick to centre wing. A critical time in the match, I feel, with goals hard to get and a goal the difference. Brown round the body. Scott Lee, who's kicked 2 goals in the first half. Sexton with him. Lee went to ground. Liptak smothered in the end. Micken, Dorotich, a hip and shoulder on him. Aythorne goes to ground. Good tackle by Schwert. Well battled by Lee. Footy still to be won. Aythorne in the end. Handball away to nobody. Brown and Klug. Klug's left foot round the body. To nobody. Kernahan getting back. Takes a chest mark. Might have been out on the full. Give it to Kernahan. Why not? In the back pocket.
Well, incredibly, he's only missed 2 games since coming to Carlton in 1976, Kernahan, and picked up a couple of best and fairest. He's a true champion. Koutafidis finds Hannah under pressure. Hannah goes to Gleeson. Carlton setting something up here. They've got Cavidan. Over the back comes Welsh. He spoils his own man, Cavidan. Daryl Hart having a good game down there in defence. Out wide to Marshall, who disposes of Bond. He's got some free players now with the left hand. He goes to Maynard. Maynard's got the skipper in McDermott. McDermott upfield will look for Murphy. But a good punch there from Dean. One of the unsung heroes here at Princess Park. Dean with the handball to Gleeson, who's getting plenty of possessions. That, in fact, is his 21st. And if there's any difference between that and deliberately handballing over the line, I'll go he, Bernie.
Agreed, because he had no option further upfield. He saw Marshall was covering that area, and that was deliberately out of bounds.
Throw in. Micken and Kernahan wrestling. Williams caught. It's been reasonably effective, but a bit quieter in this term. Now Marshall, big stack getter. Here's Dorotich, who's taken a lot of these after Micken's done the ruck work at centre wing. I should know Adelaide not to centre it because Dorotich is going to be there. Kernahan gave him the 1-2. Gleeson again, who's having a magnificent season. Left foot, Wren and Spalding. Maynard at the back. Hogg did it very well. Bradley was running for them on the side. Daryl Hart, who's had his best game for the season. Back, Micken got shoved out by Dorotich. A good contest. Now Hannah. Handball to Kernahan, playing a defensive role. The captain with a wobbly one. Wren, well played. G's got school level. To McGuinness, to Jarman. It sits. Jarman runs around Hogg. Back to McGuinness. McGuinness has to take Aythorne on. Ingerson with a fly. Almost a grab. Brings down a couple of Carlton players with him. Alvin, very good kick under pressure. Gleeson was a target, and they'll be happy with that result, the Blue Boys, running it out of play.
Yes, good defence from Carlton. Thought there may have been a better result there with McGuinness streaming down forward. However, we see a boundary throw in. Mick in. McDermott was held, but no free kick. McGuinness once again gets it to Lee, who swings it to centre. Murphy at the back. No mark paid. And Dean throws the hand up, appealing for the free kick for holding the ball. Just lets the umpire know where he made that error of judgment.
Murphy almost taking that mark too, Jared.
Yes,
back on
could
the
have been
ground.
a free
Murphy's
kick also.
only been back on for a couple of minutes.
Brian Shee puts the ball to ground. Ingerson over the back. Kernahan comes through.
Kernahan picks himself up, forward pocket. Ingerson does the ruck work. Did pretty well. Here's Gleeson. It's been terrific. Off the ground, the only option in the end. Schwert and Brown. Brown's been quiet, as Jared said earlier. I'll play Gleeson. Terrific footy. Here's Wren. Bradley weaves a bit of magic. Again, the handle not spot on, but Julio able to go with it. Cavidan should get a free kick. Thought Smart was hanging on, and then he kicks the ball into the point post. And it'll be Adelaide's footy. Smart goes short. Bickley sits and waits. Looks for an option. Goes into the centre. Poor kick to Squirt. It took too long to get there. Well, running into one another, Welsh and Bradley. Williams has quick hands to Bradley. Gleeson, now he should goal. 45 metres out, doesn't make the distance. Tasker takes the mark, plays on to Smart, who will draw Koutafidis to him. Over the top to Ben Hart. I wonder if he knows he's got the athlete chasing him. The pressure will be on now. Played Ben Hart under pressure, but kicks it out on the full.
Well, pretty optimistic, Bruce, going for a bounce there, Hart, with Koutafidis breathing down his neck. And in the end, the pressure just too much, kicking out of bounds on the full.
Bond to bring the ball back for Carlton. A very crucial stage of the game. And a big mark to one of the best men on the ground in Sean Wren.
8 marks to Sean Wren.
Handballs to McGuinness. Now, McGuinness switches play. There aren't too many options. He's got Jarman wide. Jarman is hotly pressed by Hogg.
The forward's not leading, Jared. The forward's not leading there. Micken gone out of the game at centre-half forward.
Ball now with Rowan Welsh. Welsh has got a loose man in Bradley, unattended by Hart. Just a little bit undisciplined there from Hart. He's had a very good game, but lost concentration. I think he was expecting to go past for a handball.
As you said, McGuinness coming out of the back line, streaming out of the back line, and as you called, there were no options further upfield. Mark Micken started the game pretty well, but Dorotich pretty well on top in that battle there between Micken and Dorotich. He's played pretty well this quarter. Dorotich got on top of Micken.
So Craig Bradley is an excellent shot at goal from a standing position, and he's put that one straight through.
Wren to Jarman to McDermott. Adelaide go forward, trailed by 2 goals. Alvin's tackle on lip tap was pretty good. Here's Athorn. Swings a handball to Bond at centre wing. Gets rid of Marshall on this occasion. High drop punt. Maynard, Welsh. Almost held it. Welsh did everything right except the final execution. Bickley with a good play to Ben Hart. Short to Micken, who has gone out of the game after a promising start. Sweeps the handball back to Hart. Hart with a moment to poise and go bang towards centre-half forward. Ingerson at the back. Sexton for the second time in a couple of minutes takes an important mark for the Blues.
Yes, he read it beautifully. He saw the danger there, Bruce, and came across and covered.
Sexton's high kick to centre wing. His opponent Micken's there. Couldn't take the mark. Gleeson's been magnificent. Williams back to Gleeson. Jarman had to hold him up. He was unable to. Bradley finding some form. Goes with a little one to Kernahan. Gee, again, a strange option by Bradley. Maybe again the execution incorrect and a behind.
I think the option was poor too, Bruce.
I agree completely.
Could have goaled
really. He was only 40, 35 metres out and closing.
12, 6, 9, 11. Tasker to bang her back into the centre square.
Big punch from behind there from Welsh. At the bottom of the pack, Koutafidis comes up with it. Bradley round the corner. Goes to the centre of the ground. Carlton had 3 players that all looked at each other. Nobody went, but through comes Hogg. Hogg centres the ball. It's Kernahan versus Smart. Smart does well. But there he is, the swooper, Galileo.
Well, Gerard Healy calls him the swooper, and that's why. 84 to 65, 3 to Earlio. We said it was a critical time in the match, and Carlton have made the break. Williams to Hannah. High ball. Adelaide must stay firm now. Maynard at the back. Carlton can sniff for victory. Welsh on the up. Gleeson, what a game he's playing. Centering kick, Kernahan and Smart. Smart's been terrific. Hogg rows it, goes for goal, gives it a chance. It sits up and kicks it behind. 13-7 to 9-11.
All the momentum now with Carlton, Bruce. They're doing well. They've opened up this 20-point margin. 11 points the difference at half-time. Adelaide has been under extreme pressure since quarter time.
Daryl Hart banged to Nigel Smart. Just a good kick. McGuinness, he should swing it wide, and he does. Running for him is Maynard. Maynard from centre wing with a short one. Murphy, an important ball, unable to take it. Hangs on to Hannah, no free kick. Sexton, who's been good at the back. Wren trying to get back. Bradley well played over the back. Daryl Hart trying to get back. Welsh did it very well. Here's to Earlio. A little gift to Caverton. A left foot which is missed. It's out of play. Gerard, do you want to make a point?
Yes, I think Matthew Hogg is just starting to work off Andrew Jarman a little bit. Jarman's going to have to start working into defence, as Hogg has had a hand in the last 2 Carlton goals. Has been a good player for the Crows. Jarman doesn't want to let himself down with poor defence.
You can't do that. You must kick over the mark.
Well, he did bounce the ball, indicating that he tried to play on. I think that was the tactic there. Maybe the umpire didn't understand. Long kick from Smart. Over the back. There's a big fly from Walsh. Ben Hart flicks the ball to Swert. Swert gets it on to McDermott. McDermott's had a big battle with Gleeson. Probably Gleeson taking the honours at the moment. But both have got good possessions. Back to McGuinness from Lee. McGuinness goes long. This is where the Crows have broken down this quarter. And that's one of the reasons. John Dorotich. Dorotich finds Dean. Carlton's backline's holding firm. Williams, a little bit quiet this quarter. Handball hits the mark again. Delulio's kick poor, taken by Jarman. Jarman finds Micken. Micken's got a couple of runners and plenty of players free. He goes to Brown. Brown's got Lee wide on his own, and Lee should mark this one. But once again, Dorotich comes through. And the ball is trapped under plenty of players.
Well, Gerard, I thought there the option would have been Brown hand passing to Marshall, who was running past without an opponent anywhere near him. He took far too long, and Lee, by the time he kicked it to a stationary player, Lee wasn't on the lead. He was standing there waiting for it, and the Carlton defenders had plenty of time to get back there and defend.
Liptak conceding ground, but cleverly to Schwert. Yes, Marshall on the run's always a good option. He can kick a goal. And Lee was smothered in the end, wasn't he, by Dorotich, who's been very good with Sexton in this quarter. Well, Schwert's going to have to kick a good ball here. He's going to kick from about 45, 46 metres out on the 50-yard line. Left foot, he's given a good ride right there. Hasn't quite made it, touched behind. 9-12 to 13-7. Stephen Schwert, the 24-year-old. It's 85 to 66. Dean goes wide and finds Hannah. Alvin running for him. Hannah's kick. Kavanagh the target. Marshall outnumbered as far as height's concerned. Tries to get back with Jarman. Yes, I know it doesn't make sense, Gerard. There's Murphy to Wren. Wren sweeps one to Hart. Darryl Hart to McGuinness. Good skill by Adelaide under pressure to Lee. Lee, who's kicked 2 goals, has decided not to go on. He's going to go back. Wiedemann coming on.
Micken has been replaced, and obviously Graham Corn's working out that everything wasn't going too well at centre-half forward for the Crows.
I think Murphy's the one that's been down for them today, Bernie.
Well, he spent a fair bit of time on the bench, Murphy. He came back on about 7 or 8 minutes ago, but he hasn't had a lot of touches.
Well, Lee with an important kick. He's kicked 2 goals, and Adelaide needs it. They've only managed 1 goal in this term. Their defence has held up well, but they haven't scored enough. Lee leans back, drop punt, good-looking kick. It's a goal. 3 goals for Lee, and Adelaide refuses to lie down at 10-12 to 13-7.
Well, Adelaide in a similar position last week against Hawthorn. They were trailing at one stage in the last quarter against Hawthorn by 18 points, and yet were able to get up and win that match. So you would never write Adelaide off. There's still a bit of a chance, a big chance in fact, if they can get things functioning on the forward line, across that half-forward line especially, they can give Carlton a real fright.
Well, it's the classic Indian arm wrestle here at Princess Park. Carlton had domination earlier in the quarter. The Crows have struck back, but through comes Hogg, getting away from Jarman. Important ball out of the middle. Spalding has 2 options. This time he goes to Koutafidis. Free kick, Jared, and it was legged by Tasker. With only 13 seconds remaining in the quarter, this could prove to be a match-winning goal. If Koutafidis can come through and kick his 2nd goal for Carlton in his career.
Well, that's all Tasker could really do. Koutafidis was only 15 metres out.
So the 19-year-old to go for his 2nd goal and his first senior match for the Blues. Drop punt. He's given it a hook. Missed it. Well, what a let-off. A significant miss after the siren at 3/4 time. Carlton still with a good edge. It's 86 to 72, but Adelaide is far from buried now. It's 13-8 to 10-12. Welcome back. Ironically, Carlton kicked 2-6 in that term. I say ironically because they were so accurate in that opening term. They lead at 3/4 time 13-8, 86 to Adelaide 10-12, 72, so a 14-point margin. And the Melbourne Tabaret was betting on the football at the beginning of the season. On the left of screen were the pre-season odds, and at the halfway point there are the odds on the right. Now the movers, Hawthorn has blown from 3s to 9 to 2. Geelong have been the big shorteners, 4s into 9 to 4. Collingwood has drifted, St Kilda's shortened 10s to 7s. Let's look for Footscray. 100 to 1 into 6 to 1. Carlton 25s to 14s, and Adelaide have gone from 20s. I thought that was a bit skinny, out to 200s. Now let's look for the top 6. At the beginning of the season on the left, for these two clubs, Adelaide was 5 to 4. They're currently 5 to 1. That would diminish rapidly if they won today. Carlton was 5 to 4. They're currently 4 to 7. Look at Footscray, 6 to 1. Now 33 to 1 on. Well, Max is a bit of a punter. I wonder what he did at the beginning of the season. What are they saying at three-quarter time, Max?
Not too much about punting, but I tell you what, as I said at half-time, that Graham Corns again very vocal. He's reminded the Crows of last week when they beat Hawthorn by 1 point. He's told them there's only 30 minutes to go. He wants a committed effort. Get right behind each other. His 2 key points were short kicking is not on. He wants them to go long, straight down the middle and get the ball to the forwards as quick as possible. And the way you get it to them as quick as possible is by kicking it straight down the middle. Wayne Wiedemann coming on at the 26-minute mark. And I reckon it's going to be a great final term here at Princess Park.
Well, they're the other three-quarter time scores. North 14-8, 22-15 Geelong. Lockett's got 12 for St Kilda. His record, personal, is 13. It was against Carlton last year at Waverley. It's 20-10 to 9-9. And progress, Hawthorn 16-10 do look safe against Fitzroy 9-9. Well, we've got a big game here at 13-8 to 10-12, 86 to 72. Final term. A lot at stake for the two clubs. The bounce favouring Wren. He really should have grabbed it, I thought, out of the air. Caviden's kicked to centre half forward. An early goal could be decisive for either team. Kernahan, who's been well held, misses Gleeson. Gleeson's been Carlton's best player, I reckon. Goes back onto his left foot, goes across the ground, and Marshall takes the mark in the defensive zone.
A great player today, Marshall. 7 marks, coming in for his 19th kick. He's had 6 hand passes also.
Drops and stops for a moment, called to play on. A drop punt, a high one. Ingerson, who's playing out from full forward, a terrific grab.
Centre half forward now, Ingerson.
10 marks, Bernie.
Ben Hart now playing up at full forward.
Ingerson goes for Murphy. Good sprawl at the back though by Dean. High tackle there on Brown, no free kick. Wiedemann couldn't do it. Koutafides did it well. Brown held up, little kick round the body. Here's Koutafides taking off with those long strides. Wiedemann to try and run him down out on the full.
There we saw a good shot of the face of young Koutafides. Has shown plenty of promise today. Bickley with the ball. He's brought the ground by Rondolulio. Towards centre half forward. It's Dorotich and Ingerson. At the back of the pack is Bond. Bond attempts a handball but prefers the kick. Bradley versus Hart. Good knock on from Bradley. It travels the distance of a good kick. Kernahan versus Smart. Kernahan's got Delulio in assistance. Tasker handballs the ball straight to Cavenden, and Cavenden looks at the goals, but he's pulled it just slightly left. Only a point the result. Could have been a vital goal, Bernie.
Almost a miracle goal there by Cavenden. Of course, Carlton preferring him with his mobility to big Justin Madden.
Daryl Hart chips the kick out to Wiedemann. Looks like a Viking. Swings onto his left foot. That is an enormous kick to centre half forward, looking for Ingerson. Could have been paid the mark. The umpire had the whistle in his hand but said, we'll go on with it. Milan Hanna takes on Lee for pace. Has one bounce. Goes wide. He's got Bond. It kicks it over his head. And that allows Maynard to come through. But the handball is smothered. Goes to Hogg, who finds Gleeson. Gleeson pops the ball forward, and a good pass to Welsh.
And that'll be
the umpire runs in with a 50-metre well-called Bernie.
That was a very important touch by Bond further back. And a couple of his teammates really giving him a couple of pats on the back. Hogg and Gleeson just shepherded that, just got that little touch to the hand pass coming from Maynard. There's that push out.
Was it 50?
A little bit soft in the end, wasn't it, Jared, for that 50 metres? I was really having a look at the play further back field there by Bond. Very important touch.
Walsh for his third goal this afternoon. And it's home.
93 to 72. Welsh with 3 goals. And on replay, Tasker just giving him a touch and Welsh making a meal of it. But
it's the problem with the 50-metre penalty, Bruce.
Wren versus Cavenden. Wren wins the tap. Alvin. McGuinness tried to snare it. Jarman well played to Schwert. Schwert to go for goal. Murphy in the front spot. Dean with him. The ball to be won on the ground, and it'll be a ball up. Well, Adelaide needs the next goal. There's no question about that. They trail by 21 points. They must maintain some pressure. They've been good enough all day. Blues just their noses in front in the second half. Ingerson won the tap. Athorn's handball. Greg Williams, who's been running with McGuinness in the second or the last three quarters. McGuinness, was that touched or has it gone it's gone straight out of bounds on the full? So the free kick against Adelaide to go to Alvin. And the Blues at 14, or now Gleeson, 14-9 to 10-12.
Well, both Gleeson and McDermott had 10 positions each in the third quarter, and they're playing against each other.
Good grab by Cavidan. It's rare for Wren to be outmarked, and he was on that occasion. Cavidan, Spalding the target, Maynard. Spalding well done to tap it into the path of Bradley. To Hogg. Hogg on the left foot. Marshall free kick or mark, take it, or not paid either. Woo. Back towards the centre. Here's Hogg. Jarman with him. Hogg sweeps a handball. Gleeson tried it with one hand. Wiedemann didn't hold him up. Bradley tried to tap it on to Gleeson. Darryl Hart almost threw it in the end. Marshall's quick hands. Tasker to Bickley. Well played. Adelaide to Maynard.
And Maynard has got plenty of space. He's kicked it wide. He's looking for an option, but once again a poor option. And he finds Dorotich as if he kicked it straight to him. He was looking for Ben Hart, but there wasn't enough carry on the kick. And Dorotich once again repels a Crow attack. McGuinness and Koutafidis. McGuinness doing well. Round the corner with the right foot. Finds Liptak. Liptak